Hey there guys, welcome back to Calico Cow Acres. I'm Mickayla and today we are going to do a 2024 seed haul. I'm going to do this a little bit differently this year. I am taking pictures of all of my seed packets and I'm going to try and put them up on the screen so that they read correctly for you and that I don't have to wait for my camera to focus on them. So I'm just gonna pop pictures up on the screen so that you can see them better. I have seeds from a handful of places and I'm gonna separate the haul out based on the company. If you hear construction noises in the background, I apologize. Taylor is building something downstairs in the basement and it's really cold outside today. Hence the hat. It's the coldest day that we've had this winter so far, and our house is a chilly 58 degrees right now. With that being said, let's get right into it. The first company I'm gonna go through is Botanical Interest. When we got married this summer, I ordered a handful of seed packages to give away as our little table party favors, but I didn't use all of them. So I have 4 left over and a couple of them I'm very excited about. The one I'm most excited about is the butterscotch nasturtium. I think this is the coolest nasturtium. They're usually red, orange, and pink colors. And I think you can get like a dark pink, dark red color too. But the butterscotch is this variation of yellows and I think they're so pretty. The next one is the African marigold, and I don't know how to say it. It's Phyllis or Phyllis. And these are just another bright, pretty yellow flower. Marigolds are always great in the garden because they deter the bugs. Next, we have another nasturtium. It is the Alaska variegated nasturtium, and these are all stripy and the variegation in them is really pretty. I just really love nasturtiums. You're gonna hear me say that about a lot of the plants and a lot of the flowers because they all just make me very happy. The last one from Botanical Interest is Cape Marigold, which is actually an African daisy type of flower. And they're a variety of colors. They have like purple in them and they're pretty. The second company is one that I usually buy starts from because you see it in the store. You see this in the store more than anything else, and that is Burpee. I've never actually bought seeds from them, and I honestly try to support smaller seed companies if I can. But they had one specific variety that I couldn't really find anywhere else, and we've grown it in the past from a start that we got at the store. I think probably Lowe's or Walmart that we got it. That is the Blazing Banana Hybrid Hot Pepper. It's basically a spicy banana pepper. When you try and Google a hot banana pepper, you're just gonna find a Hungarian wax pepper, and that is not the same thing that we were looking for. We tried growing them this year and it wasn't right. So we wanted to make sure we got the specific variety. So I ordered it from Burpee. While I was on there, I decided to get a couple other seed packets. I wanted to get a big package because they offered them of dragon tongue bush beans because that was our favorite bean that we grew this year. They also had a really pretty eggplant that I've never grown eggplants before. We wanted to try it, so I just got it. It's a smaller eggplant, I think, and it's Listata de Gandia. I don't know if I said that right. The third company is a local company to us, and I would like to try and buy more of our seeds from them in the future. They source their seeds from areas right around us, and I just love the idea of using seeds that are regionally adapted to our specific area. So this company is in Asheville, North Carolina, which is really close to where we are, and that is So True Seed. They actually have an in-person seed store that I would love to go visit at some point soon. It sounds like it's gonna be an expensive trip for me though, so I need to wait until we're not on as much of a budget before I let myself go there. This year, however, we just ordered Dutch yellow shallots from them. One of the garlic varieties that we're growing, which I can't remember what it's called right now, but I'll put it on the screen, our onion seeds. We are growing onions from sets as well, but we wanted to try both and compare. So the seeds that we got are white grano, red creole, Texas early grano, and red torpedo. The fourth company is Johnny's. And Johnny's is not somewhere that I've ordered seeds from in the past, but they had some very specific seeds that I was looking for this year, so let's go through those. We're gonna grow some silver dollar eucalyptus, and I'm hoping that this year we have enough flowers growing and I can manage them well enough that we can actually be cutting a lot more bouquets during the summer. This past year in 2023, I really only got around to cutting bouquets after the main garden was done, so September-ish is when I finally could breathe enough to start cutting bouquets, but we have a lot of eggs coming in and I'd like to do like a little farm stand situation, and I think it would be really cool to offer bouquets as well. So eucalyptus, One, I just love the smell of it, and two, it will look really pretty in bouquets. This next one is one that my friend Sage at Terra Nova Acres influenced me to buy with her seed haul. That is Voyage to First Love pelleted Lisianthus seed. I've never grown Lisianthus, but they are absolutely beautiful flowers. Then I got a triple berry mix Gabiosa seed because the combination of colors there is just perfect. It's like my ideal bouquet combo. I also got an iron pastel stock seed mix, and I tried growing stock last year, but in the chaos of trying to start all of the seeds and get the garden set up at the same time, I just don't really know what happened with them. They might have died. I might have thrown them in there and they didn't grow. I have no clue what happened with them, being completely honest. Lastly, I got Karikachi, I don't know if that's how you say it, soybean seed, and that is because we really love edamame as a snack. It's been one of our favorite things that we have preserved from the 2023 garden, and we snack on it all the time, so I want to grow even more next year. And I got a big package of this. The next thing I got from Johnny's was corn seeds, sweet corn specifically. So we got the Superb MXR F1 corn seed and Solstice F1 corn seed. I know that we can't save seeds from this. I do have varieties that we can save. We'll have to plant them at different times. It's gonna be a process, but I just wanna try it and see if we can grow some of our own sweet corn this year. Again, I would just like to do a little bit better than the previous year. If you have watched our channel, you know that last year was a really tough year for garden bugs and pests for us. I'm the kind of person who really loves doing experiments in the garden and just kind of seeing what works and changing it up all the time. So this year we are gonna grow a bunch of heirloom tomatoes, but we are also gonna grow a couple of varieties of hybrid tomatoes because I just want to see what the difference is and I'm curious. So I got 3 paste tomato seeds because the paste tomatoes are what did the worst for us. Our heirloom paste tomatoes did horribly last year. They barely even grew compared to all of our big slicers. The slicers did amazing. So I try to focus on the pastes with this. I got Pozzano Organic F1 tomato seed. I got Tyrin, I don't know how you say it, F1 tomato seed. And then a paste tomato seed that I always see recommended. This one's not a hybrid, but I've not seen it elsewhere, so I figured while I saw it on the site, I would grab it. That is the San Marzano 2 tomato seed. I wanted to try the same kind of experiment with peppers. We're gonna be growing heirloom bell pepper varieties this year, but I wanted to try a couple of hybrid, just again, to see if it makes any difference. So we got a red and green variety, and that is ProCraft. And then I got a yellow/orange variety, and that is Flavor Burst. The next place is Baker Creek. I have a handful of seed varieties from them this year. In the previous years, I've grown a lot more from them, but honestly, I've kind of had poor germination in the last couple of years from their stuff. They have really cool varieties, and so I will probably always buy a handful of seeds from them. But I really have success with MIGardener. Hopefully Johnny's and Burpee, those seeds will be really good. And then more local seeds, like I said, like So True seed. But the seeds I did get from Baker Creek, I am excited to grow. To start with, I said we are going to be growing some other corn varieties. We got Montana Kudu, I think is how you say it. It's like a black and white purpley corn, and it's really cool looking. So hopefully that will do well for us. I got the standard, everyone's favorite glass gem popping corn. As far as peppers from them, per Taylor's request, we got fish peppers, which are really spicy. I think they're a Caribbean pepper. We kind of got introduced to them while we were touring the Blackwater Cypress Swamp area. It's just like, it's a big nature area, and they have all of this historical information on what's grown in the area and stuff. So that was one of the peppers that we saw there in their garden, and Taylor really wanted to grow it. He loves hot peppers, so we're growing that. The next one that I got, I actually have saved seeds from our neighbor. They gave us ahi cachucha peppers. I'm interested to see the difference in the ones that they gave us because they said they might be spicy crossed with something else in their garden, versus Baker Creek finally has these on their site again after I've been looking for them for a few years. So we have Baker Creek ahi, I can't say that word. Baker Creek ahi cachucha peppers, and then Holler Homestead ahi cachucha peppers. I'm thinking those ones are gonna be a little bit spicier. Taylor's gonna have to be the taste tester for those. Got one tomato variety from them, and that is the Black Beauty. I am really interested to see how these look in person. They look really, really pretty in their pictures. Then the free seed variety they gave me was Datil or Datil. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna try growing these, but probably only 1 or 2 plants. I've never tried them, and we have a bunch of the free seeds from last year too. So if anybody wants these and you're nearby, come get some because I have way too many seeds. The rest of the seeds we got from Baker Creek are flowers. We got orange Hawaii marigolds because, again, I'm just trying to incorporate a bunch of marigolds to deter pests and deer and all the things. I also got Cracker Jack marigolds because they're one of my favorite things in the garden this past year flower-wise, because at night, right before the sun sets, they're like these big orange and yellow pom-poms, and they look like they glow because they're so bright and they're beautiful. Next, we got Old Spice Mix Sweet Pea flowers. Mignon Single Mix Dahlia seeds. I love dahlia seeds because you never know what you're gonna get. They're always a surprise. And our dahlias from seed turned out beautifully this year. So I'm really excited to just put these everywhere. We got a bunch of Cosmos seeds. I love how dainty and whimsical cosmos are in the garden. They look wild and frilly and really cool. We got Double Dutch Rose. I will always and forever grow those in my garden because they're this like purpley periwinkle color, and it's like the perfect purple color for me. Then I got Rubinato Cosmos, which is a pinky purple, like a deep purple mix. And lastly, I got Cosmic Red Cosmos. So that will be a nice little mix up from the purpley and pink colored cosmos. That's all from Baker Creek. Lastly, MIGardener. This is where we got most of our seeds, and it's because they are the cheapest place to get seeds. I just really love how many varieties they have. I made 2 orders. I'm gonna tell you the smaller order first. I did order a lot of varieties in the first order, and that one we will do last. So this smaller order, we got Bells of Ireland, again, influenced by my friend Sage at Terranova Acres. As if we didn't have enough seeds already. She convinced me I needed more. We got Rose Snapdragons, Vera Lavender, Munstead Lavender, Borage, and Hashiko Bunching Onions. Okay, that's the small order. The big order, we got Henderson Lima Beans, Genovese Basil. I really hope we can grow more Genovese Basil. I can't say that without saying the second word weird. Genovese Basil. I hope we can grow more of that this year because our Thai basil kind of shaded it out this year, so I'm gonna plant them in different areas so we can save some of the leaves and dry them, and I want to infuse some things with them and also make pesto. These aren't gonna necessarily be in any sort of order, so bear with me on that. We got apricot strawflower. Strawflowers preserve really well, and I'm thinking it would be super cool if I can save them and use them on like some Christmas type garlands next year. I do have a darker variety of strawflower already saved. Like I said, this seed list is not a comprehensive list of what we're growing. It's just the seeds that I had to order this year. So we are growing a bunch more stuff than what I'm telling you. I think it would be really cool to make like a Christmas garland with strawflowers. Then we got Pompous Plume Celosia, white strawflowers, again, for the same purpose. We got Homemade Pickles Cucumber, Boston Pickling Cucumber, Muncher Cucumber. I got those because I plan to make a lot more pickles this year. I am flying through bread and butter pickles. I didn't want to make too many this year because I was like, well, what if I don't eat them all and I'm sick of them by next summer? Guys, I did not make enough. I need to make way more next year because I could smash a jar of bread and butter pickles in one sitting, and that happens more often than I'd like to admit. Then we got Baby Boo Pumpkin because I have a bunch of other varieties of pumpkins, but I like the little tiny white pumpkin. I think it will be a good variety for contrast in size and color for the pumpkins. That is if the squash bugs and vine borers actually let any of my vining plants grow this year. We got Kukuzi squash seeds. I'm hoping that these will be good to feed to our birds. Vegetable spaghetti squash. That's one variety that I love and I completely forgot to even try to grow last year. White scallop squash. Again, I really like scallop and 8-ball varieties of summer squash and zucchini because they grow fast enough that I can still actually pick some before the squash bugs and vine borers kill my plants. Italian striped zucchini. This one's just really pretty. I love zucchini. Green scallop Benning squash. It's another little scallop summer squash. It's like bright green. It's like a pastel bright green. Tricolor green bean mix. Taylor loves green beans. Another huge goal for this year is to actually get some green beans to save in our freezer. We just ate them all fresh this year. Aunt Molly's ground cherry. I'm gonna try it again. They didn't do very well this past year. German Johnson tomato. We grew those from starts from our local nursery last year and I really liked them, so I wanted to get seeds and try and start them myself. Watermelon beefsteak tomato. Champagne bubbles tomato. I got these specifically for my ducks. Last year I grew a TLR tomato, which is I think Tessa's landrace currant tomato. And so they're tiny little tomatoes. They're about the size of peas. And my ducks just devoured them. They're a pain in the butt to pick for human consumption. Like if you're just growing things for you, do not recommend. They're so annoying to pick. But if you're gonna grow them and let your birds snack on them, I highly suggest it. Mine loved them. So the champagne bubbles are also really small little tomatoes and I'm hoping that they'll like them just as much. Next, we have a bunch of peppers. We're heavily focusing on peppers in our garden this year. So we have the Golden California Wonder bell pepper, Chocolate Beauty bell pepper, Cubanelles, which were probably my favorite pepper that we grew this past year. Maybe tie that with shishitos, but the Cubanelles, I want a bunch of those diced and sliced in my freezer for next winter because I absolutely love the flavor of them. Then we have pimento L pepper. I've never really had pimento peppers, but it's like a local southern thing, I know. So we want to try it and maybe like adapt our palates to having that and maybe start adding it to some things because I know it is local and I think that's really cool. So if you have any recipes for pimento peppers besides like pimento cheese, let me know. This one's hard to say. Pequeño yellow piquillo pepper. I think I said that right. That is like a little bird beak shaped yellow pepper. I think they're like this big. And then lastly, we have the Anaheim chili pepper, which again was Taylor's request. Like I said, that is definitely not a comprehensive list of everything we're growing this year. It's just all of the seeds I had to order for the new year. We're gonna be starting seeds later today for the first time. I'm actually a little bit late on doing that. We had to get the basement set back up for it after all the flooding that's been happening here. I'm about to start a bunch of onion seeds, a bunch of pepper seeds, and a bunch of other things. We're gonna be cold certifying a bunch of stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to get into the 2024 gardening season. I can't believe we're already nearing the end of January and seed starting and gardening tasks are about to ramp up real fast. But I'm excited. I hope you guys are ready for a really good gardening year here at Calico Cow Acres because I sure am. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.